Hey everyone, Peyton here. I am a member of the Final Three and Rent. I just wanted to start off by saying thank you to the hosts, Jay, Elijah, Marvin, Julia, Rita, for hosting an amazing season. This has been a lot of fun, even though I knew nothing about Rent going into this game. Still can't believe I made it here. It's not. It's. I know for some people it's easy, or definitely not for me. It's hard to get here, and I still can't believe I'm sitting here in the end getting to talk to y'all. So I'm very happy to be here, and I'm excited to answer your questions at Final Tribal Council tomorrow night. So, my game. Start off with night one. We found the cast and stuff, and I ended up on the Pacini tribe. And right away, when he posted the tribe photo in the chat, I quickly went to my confessional and I circled something to pick. What did I find? I found the Pacini idol. I found this idol on night one. We'll go back to that idol when we later on. But looking at this tribe, I felt good with Megan, I felt good with Jen, and I felt good with Andy right away. Those are the strong three that I really liked. And eventually, we ended up forming a group there called Chompy's Finest of us four. And it's a group I felt like we were going to be good through going into the game moving forward. Three, because I know it's, especially with us having like that many people on the tribe, I think we were in a good spot. Especially with, so yeah, great start. We ended up, and at that point as well, I did tell Megan I had the idol, just to try to gain some trust with her, which she had a feeling I had it because she saw I was the only one who saw the photo and she was short. So, got it. And when we were on the Pacini tribe, we only went to tribal once, and it ended up being we ended up trying to decide between Zach and Danielle. Um, and I didn't want to vote out Danielle that round because it's her first org, and I felt like she had a lot more proven challenges. So we decided to keep her, and we voted out Zach. Uh, Except for that, I think the rest of that went pretty smoothly, and I saw my group before. After that, I believe we went to a tribe swap where we ended up on the tribe, the Mimi tribe. And I ran into the only person who was on my original tribe with me was Andy, but I felt a really good connection with both Dan and Kevin. And with that, and also Nikki, along with Kevin on the side, we also created an alliance there called and also I believe I'm trying to remember now. We also had no, yeah, that's right. Sorry, my mind's getting confused. And there ended up being a four-person alliance we made at that tri-swap called the Bipartisan Committee, which was me, Dan, Andy, and Nikki. And as a group, I felt really strong with. I felt like as a group, I connected well with. So, and also, I believe Andy talked really good with Kevin about me, and we'll get more into that in a couple votes here. We went to end up going to tribal twice during that. The first time we voted out Rachel. It was a hard move to do, but we needed to keep our tribe strong, and I know she had a lot going on with somebody in the hospital, which sucked, but we still had to just felt like a good move. And we also went to the last vote before merge, where we ended up voting out Melissa, even though my name was out there that round, but I stuck strong with my group, and we ended up voting out Melissa in the end. And with that, we ended up merging into the Season of Love tribe, which I felt great because I had my two groups. I still had my group in the Chompy's Finest with Megan, Jenny, and Andy, and then me and Andy also had a bipartisan committee, which was me, him, Dan, and Nikki. So I felt like, okay, I got two different groups here. I also got to talk. I also ran into Molly, who I've known for a little bit at this point. I saw Steven for the first time, and I ran into Ava. Three people that I got a chance to talk to more, and I hopefully could talk more of the game. And I still had my idol, and at this point, I also told Dan I had it. So Megan and Dan both knew at this point I had my idol. But except for that, I felt pretty good at this point because I felt like I had two good sides with me. All right, now we're at merge. Along with all that, um, the first round it was a very tough because it seems like there was a lot of Zach won the battle back, which kind of made me nervous. My apologies, Zach. They told people that they wanted to go for the people in the tribe originally voted them out. So we didn't like that, so we were going to talk about voting them out. But we found out with him coming back from redemption, he had this. I apologize, Zach, if you're watching this. I'm terrible. I'm working on my pronouns. They had a safety without power. So he said, okay, so Zach's probably going to play that this round, and then we're going to have to find a way to. We're going to vote somebody else out. And the vote ended up going Jen's direction, which I went like, okay, that's hurts because Jen is part of my one group. But decided, okay, you know what, I'm not going to try to turn tables or anything. We voted out Jen, and we went on to the next round. At that point, we made a group of me, Dan, and Megan because we felt like we'd be a good three. But however, next round, Megan had a lot of stuff going on, and then she asked to be voted out. And of course, we kept her promise. Okay, next round, and then we voted out Megan. And then the next vote probably was the toughest one of the game with people who didn't ask to be voted out, which was the Molly vote. I talked a lot with Molly at this point, and I just told she was like really excited to get rid of Zach and be a more deserving final eight. But at this point, I knew that Molly was a huge social threat. I knew Dan had a safety chain, so we decided, okay, let's take out the big social player. It'd probably be harder to take out the safety chain. So we pulled the votes in that direction and voted out Molly. Probably the biggest move in the game at this point, because Molly is a great player. I have a lot of respect for Molly, but we just had to do what we had to do there, and yeah. Next round was the safety chain where we took out Steven. That was tough, but Steven kind of ran his mouth off after the Molly vote out, so we said, okay, that's just kind of a threat there, so we decided to take Steven out. Easy. The safety chain, probably the quickest safety chain that we ever went through. Zach after coming battle back, Zach did ask to be voted out at this point, which sucked because I felt like we could have kept Zach a little bit longer. But we, of course, kept their wishes. It made the final six. And at this point, I'm still sticking up at challenges. But final six, my idols expired at final. It will expire at final six, so unless there's an idol nullifier, I'm good to go. Getting to final six. Which we had to do can't think of the challenge right off. Oh, the balloon stack challenge. Not back-to-back challenges I could not finish, and which sucked. But I had my idol. I heard my name was out there, but pretty much everybody knew at that point I had an idol, which still didn't make sense to me. But I still played my idol. I got 2 votes negated against me, which one had been majority. But those were the only 2 votes for me all season, and both of them did not count. And then it ended up being Andy being voted out 3-2-1 with the 2 being negated, which ended up working out for me. It sucked because Andy was last Pacini, but he was also throwing my name out there. He was also, I believe, throwing out Dan's name out there. So it was a great move, and we just went from there. So there we go. Okay, final 5. We had the music video challenge. I'm not creative at all, but ended up being, and it was a tough vote because I got on a call with Ava right before tribal saying it'd be smart you vote out Nikki here because you can't beat her at the Final 4 challenge. And I thought about it, but I did not. I trusted Nikki more than I did Kevin because I know Kevin was throwing my name out there and Dan's name. So I ended up voting out Kevin instead in the 3-2 vote. Made Final 4. Get to Final 4. This is the same night as that. We Ava and Nikki both told Dan and I they wanted to be in the end with us together. So I felt like we were in a good spot. So we went to the Final 4 challenge. All thing I wanted to do was to feel safe and try to win this challenge. And what did I do? I won the Fallen Comrades Final 4 Immunity Challenge and gave myself a spot in the Final 3. And it gave me a spot to be here to talk with y'all at FTC tomorrow night. Big accomplishment, and then I felt we took out one of the biggest players in the game at Final 4 was Ava. That put me, Dan, and Nikki in the end. And so that's pretty much how the game ended up going. I felt like I played under the radar. I felt like there was a lot of big names out there that kept me in or low, but I still didn't have one vote against me all season. I feel like I earned it, and I cannot wait to be here tomorrow night and talk with y'all, and hope you give me a chance to plead my case why I should win this game. Because I feel like I don't know how I made it, but I did, and I hope y'all will see that, and I can't wait to see y'all tomorrow night. Thanks, y'all.